really bad fucking start. One of those fucking nights. One of those nights. Holy shit. Alright. Is this thing on? Is this thing on? Can anybody hear me? Is this fucking thing on? What interview? Okay. Alright. Alright. Let's get this started. What's up, you fucking savages? I'm Donald DeLay, but that's not your fault. We're gonna be looking at some Sean Gordon Murphy shit today. And I'm gonna explain to you why it's fucking awesome. Take 3. What was that for? That's take 4. Real Steve Die. Alright. Good thing I'm recording this just in case some assholes decide to hit the stream. We're gonna start with this fucking page right here. Because this perfectly exemplifies. If you look at this page. Beautiful page. Perfectly exemplifies the bare bones, stripped down, complete basics of storytelling. And it's fucking beautiful. Ugh. Gets my nipples hard. It just makes me wet. Makes me fucking wet. Now, the reason this is so basic and so simple but so beautiful at the same time, and why it's a perfect example of why I'm pointing to the fucking page and you can't even see it. You can't even see me pointing to it. Why it's an example of how Sean Murphy is a perfect storyteller. A master storyteller. Because if you can see, everything is fucking silhouetted, right? Everything is just completely blacked out. And it just creates a very like visceral feeling. Because blacking everything out takes away the emotions. Takes away the emotions of the figures. Like, you can't see how angry they are. You can't see how much pain they're in. And it asks you to put that emotion onto the page. Put your own emotions of what they might be feeling onto the page. Next, a reason why it's a complete masterclass in basic storytelling principles, because it follows the idea that if you take a page, you should be able to, and if you set up your characters properly, you should be able to just black out. Just take a marker, black it out. Scribble, black them all out. Take away the background, black them all out, and you should be able to see exactly what's going on still. You should still be able to tell this is a figure doing this kind of thing. If your figures are in the proper pose, you'll be able to tell that's a person. Alright. Next example of why this is bare bones, basic, perfect storytelling is the center line of action is just straight down the middle. Everything goes straight down. Right? You see that? You could just follow this page right down the middle, and you would still get everything. He just draws your eye down. Now, he's not doing anything fancy with the panels here. They're just basic rectangles. He's asking you, it's almost like he's asking you, hey, don't focus on anything else. There's very little background here, just to tell you where they're at, because you always want to have an establishing shot on your page, no matter what. But he's got very little background here, just to tell you they're in the forest. His panels are all rectangles, right? Not doing anything fancy, because he doesn't want to draw your attention to anything else that's going on this page, except the very primal action that's happening to pull you into what's going on, to pull you into these two gentlemen having a sword fight, or staff blade thing fight, whatever the fuck that is. Alright, but adding even more basics, still keeping it as simple as possible. He still guides your eye with these figures. Your page, the normal Western reading style is from left to right, right? We do like a Z motion. Well, he's bringing your eye all over this page to follow the plane of action. You come in following this guy's foot, it brings you over to this guy, he comes down, holding his dick right here so you can all see, and that brings you to his foot, which goes into this guy's chest, killing him apparently. He's spitting up some semen or something, I don't know. And it comes down here where this guy obviously is in a profile view and his big huge cock is just sitting right there on the screen. Anyways, brings you over, and this makes you jump over to this guy, which brings you down here. Follow over. This black shape brings you down here, which pulls you over to here. And this shape brings you down to these two gentlemen running, and he's still got his, big honking dick hanging out on the screen. I want to point something out though. This is a fight between a guy with two legs, Naruto running, and this fucking dude right here is Naruto running like with one leg. He's hopping. It's just, I look like I was just fucking my desk. Anyways, let's stop humping our desks and get this shit on the road, right? And let's go in a little closer to look at the page and see how lovely it is. See how lovely it is. He gives you very little information on this page, but it tells a complete story. It draws you in. It gives you this like just feeling. Makes you put your emotions onto these people, right? You can feel the anger going on between these two. It's very emotional battle. Very emotional battle. That's why it's a fucking beautiful page. God, it's just, God damn! It's good stuff! Love it. Let's go on to the next one. Bring this fucking thing up here. Alright, another good page. Alrighty. This, another good example of Sean kind of leading your eye. The figure comes down in, brings you over to this space. You know what is interesting about this other page too? Going back to this, let's go back to this for a second. It's almost, the page is set up almost like music when you look at it. You come in here, you got this big clusterfuck of sounds like and then you have the skip, dun 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 dun. Fucking work, damn it! Messing up my flow. I'm trying to drop some hot beats here, and this thing is messing up. Saving recovery information. Nobody gives a shit. Thanks, Clip Studio. Ruining my flow. Anyways, goes da-da, da-da, da-da-da. Pretty cool. Good stuff. Anyways, so you come down into this page, following these two kids. It leads you over into this big white shape here with the big black ground, telling you that, this is a pretty somber moment. This is a quiet moment. Nothing's really going on. You're given enough information to tell you where these people are. They might be in a church. They might be in some kind of just old-ass building. That's what it is. It's just an old-ass building. Nobody knows what it is. It's an old-ass building. Got some statues. Don't blink. And the shapes lead you around the page. He's still telling you where to go. You come over here. This shape stops you and has you come over this way to these kids, who bring you down to this panel. And because they're so close to this side of the frame, it brings you over to here, which comes down here. Because you have this black shape on this kid's face stopping your eye. It stops your eye and forces you down into this space, which I'm assuming this last panel, was a stat shot of the same panel here. That's what I'm assuming. It's just beautiful stuff. That's getting clipped by work campaign, me humping the desk. Yeah. Moving on. This page, this is fucking cool. Again, Sean is just giving you the information that you need. Nice composition. You have things in the foreground. And he uses a lot of black in order to determine where your eye is going to go on a page in order to lead you. And none of these pages are just like kind of thrown together. He's not just pulling up a page and going bam, bam, bam. You can see in the page that he spends probably hours, probably spends more time planning the page out and the shadows and how it's gonna lead you around than actually drawing the page, than actually penciling the page. Again, bringing you in. The shapes are leading you over. Coming down this big empty space. All this detail is forcing your eye to look at it. It's just forcing you to look at it. Take it all in. Excuse me. Take it all in. This is important. This is what this town has become. Okay? At this point in the story, I think they've pulled up to Tokyo now. You see a bunch of foliage around here on top of things. You see a little bit of what it's become. Some kind of disaster, but it still has a bunch of shit going on. It's still Tokyo. And this big white shape is, you could tell, it's just a big triangle. It's telling you, go down here to these fuckers over in the corner. Look at these little assholes just hanging out in the water. Okay? Now you would think that because this comes down like this, it brings you over here, that you would just go right off the page that way. But no. What does it do? It brings you down here to these little motherfuckers on this little submarine boat thing, and there's this little spark of white. This little fucking thing here. This genius ass little thing. You seeing that? Little genius ass thing here. Bringing you over to this last panel, which is all white. The white shapes in this page are what is leading your eye instead of the black on the normal pages. So it brings you over to here. This bitch is falling off the boat. You see the action. It's all good. Zero Depressive says, I can actually see how this is a nice page. I usually have no eye for that. Well, now you gonna learn, son. You gonna learn. He also says, are you gonna make me reread White Knight? Don't. You don't have to. You can just look at it. It's a pretty book. If you didn't like the story, you can always just look at the beautiful pictures in it. What's this connection called? I have no fucking clue. No idea, bro. No idea. I just know it's genius. The shit is genius. Next page. First of all, how fucking cool is that thing? Let's go close on that. Look at that fucking thing. Holy shit. That is a badass design. This guy, okay, he could have used a little tweaking. He's just, it's okay. I don't like this shit that Sean does with the fucking, it looks like runner shoes, runner and mountain climbing shoes. I don't like that. I don't like when he does that. This is all cool. Little fur collar. He's got the little dirt bike looking helmet there with the random fin to stab somebody. But look at this fucking bike. Jesus Christ. And there's the obligatory cafe racer he's got to shove into every book. It's kind of cool. But this fucking, look at this fucking thing. Got tank treads. It's just a massive beast. This is big dick energy right here. You hear this thing coming through, probably like, I just spit on my screen. Not cool. I'm gonna take a sip of my beverage. Pinkies up, assholes. Anyways, more of this shit. This page, can I get it? Let's go get it. Fit the fucking window. View, fit the screen, asshole. Here we go. He's got this thing going over this fucking dude. Look at that. How badass is that? It's just fucking cool. Anyways, you have some shit. Okay, bringing you in. We're going to do this with more. I'm running out of breath. I'm really fat, y'all. Anyway, coming over here. And these figures lead me down. You come over here to this little motherfucker. Alright? And his elbow is pointing the way. This chain. It connects. All this shit connects. And this dude is driving this way. Coming down here. Like he's driving your eye. Down into the frame. Boom. 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 Everything is on purpose. This guy's arm being up in this way. The chain here. Everything is on purpose. Then you have whoever the fuck this asshole is. Okay, he's over here on his little gay ass scooter. His little Vespa thing. Pulling you down to this dude's stinky ass foot. You come over here looking at his buttery balls. Bringing you around some more. He's just leading your eye. Sean Murphy is just raping your retinas, okay? He's like, you're going to do what I want you to do. You're going to fucking do it and you're going to like it. And then you come down to this broad. And the speed lines bring you back over to this dickhead's face. You come over to this massive motherfucker here. Whose name is LED Dent. LED Dent. I like his special effects. I like when he does the special effects on the page. It really works with the composition. Gives everything a kind of little grittier feel. A little grittier feel to it. And when you go in and you look at Sean Murphy's art a little bit more, you see how just gritty, moving shit around, just kind of gritty and fucking metal as fuck his art is. But then he does these little wispy, these sexy little wispy lines. This is a bad page to see it on, really. But you can see like these little lines here. You can see them all over the figures when you go look at his art in the actual book. He does these little wispy lines. And a technique that I read that he uses to get those little wispy lines is he lifts the page up off the table and does the... Did I just break that? No. And he does the lines with it off the table, or he'll put it on a carpet so that he's not putting as much pressure on it. You know, because you don't want to force it, okay? You want to love it. You want to love the pages. Donald looking like Chucky. It's a sugar plum. Eat my entire whole asshole. Who's Chucky? I don't know who Chucky is. Chucky is. Those are racing shoes for drivers. Yeah, I don't like the look of them. They look stupid. It just kind of looks stupid. Draw a boot. Give this guy a fucking boot or something. That would have been cool. Some dirt bike boots. Because he did the dirt bike helmet. Give him some of that. Anyways. Good page. Look how fucking rad that is. Just going in there and getting it all gritty. Using thumbprints. Dry brush effect for hair. I use this a little bit on my shit. I completely stole this from him. Except I use a brush called a focus line. And then I gritty it up. Because it looks fucking good. Next. Next page, we're looking at. Anyway. Now, with this page, one thing I really like about Sean's art, about what he does, is that he suggests backgrounds. He has this philosophy that people only spend like 5 to 6 seconds on looking at a page, which I think is bullshit, and he should stop fucking doing it. But it works for him. I don't know why, but it fucking works for him. It works for his style, and it's awesome. Nobody else can accomplish it. Everybody else just looks like a silly asshole when they do it. But it works for him, because you see on these other pages, you know, when he suggests like trees and shit and all this shit around here. There's no buildings or anything. Where's that page I was just going at? Anyway, you'll see in Batman White Knight, you'll see buildings in the background, but your eyes won't. If you focus on it, it really doesn't look like shit. It just looks like a bunch of scribbles and a bunch of random lines. But when you're looking at what he wants you to look at, which would be the figures, because they have the most detail, it's like a real world representation, kind of like a peripheral representation. Because when you're looking at something, you look directly at your monitor, all the shit coming around the sides, you lose detail as it goes. The further to the side you get, the more detail you lose. And the further you get away from your focus, the more detail you lose. And that's what he tries to convey, especially in night scenes, in something like White Knight, or all of his books seem to be set at night for some stupid reason. Probably because he draws black a lot. Warning, you might hear my kids screaming. They might sound like they're being tortured or murdered, but I guarantee you, they're just being told to put on their pajamas because it's almost bedtime. So, you've been told. Anyways, so the thing I like about his art, one of the things I like about his art, is when he does that and he breaks that in order to get to a huge panel, or a big splashy panel, or a page like this, where he wants to draw you into... I'm fucking circling around this page. You can't see my pen. I don't care about your kids, dude. No offense. Aw, that's mean. You see this panel, but I get it. I just want you to know. You see this fucking big splash panel right here. He'll do this in some small ones too, like you see here. Because he wants you to focus on the world. You're no longer supposed to be focusing on the characters. He's building the world in this situation. Giving you details, showing you that Tokyo is covered by trees and it's been taken over by nature. This page right here, this complete introduction, shows you that they've given up on technology, and it's now more about nature to them. It's about coexisting with nature. So it's his interpretation of losing focus. Exactly. When he has you focusing on a specific thing, like say these people. Let's go zoom in on here and I'll show you what I mean. He'll have you focusing on the people in this scene. And then everything around it will just kind of be blacked out in shapes. Or he'll draw as little detail as possible. so that your focus is on whatever emotion is going on with the people or whatever action is going on with the people. And he really broke it down on this first page that I showed off, where he just completely blacked out everybody so your focus was on the emotional battle going on. And so on this page, you can see he doesn't have a whole lot of black. He doesn't have a whole lot of black on here. But he's still using shapes to guide your eye and bring you around, to make you look at things, and then take you off the page. He's still showing you where to go. He's still eye raping you and telling you you're going to do what I want you to do. No matter what page it is, you can always find the through line where he wants you to go to what the most important thing is. Like, he comes up here, he wants you to notice the tree. Okay? He wants you to notice that nature has taken over. That's the first thing. And then you have technology. You have technology, and it brings you around to this. And now it's technology with foliage. This tells you, this spot right here tells you, these people have found a way to harmonize. So he's telling you there's something primal about this area that you're coming into, but it's still advanced, and they've found a way to connect with it and harmonize with it. Develop a kind of natural equilibrium, or just let it take over. But you can see that they still have screens working and shit over here. And then as you come over here, you see that the people are welcoming. They're friendly. They're showing her things going on. Right? He's showing you what the world is like. Animals are friendly. People are friendly. Everything kind of coexists. And that's one of the like prime subplots of the story, is technology versus nature. They came from this world that was completely technological. You saw that badass fucking bike. That was technology. That dude had some screens in front of his face as he was driving in the book. I think they were added digitally. But this entire book is a battle about nature versus tech. Next page. Rabid T-Cat says, I prefer the faces you draw. Well, thank you. I like to be expressive. I'm not as good as Sean, but I like to over-exaggerate emotions. I'm overcompensating in every way possible. Let's see. Eyeball ticker. Also lets enough space for word balloons. Yep. It would be great if he learned to letter his own pages, because then he would actually incorporate things, the word balloons, into the art like they used to. You know, because back in the day they had to develop their pages around the word balloons. We'll get into that on Thursday when we talk about Marc Silvestri. Anyways, so again, look at this. Fucking, oh, look at this detail. It's nice. Let's go in here. Is this a really high-res page? Yes, it is. This is just sexy. This is just, oh, this makes my art dick erect. Just wanna, look at that. Ooh, I'll be in my bunk. See, again, like, here's an example. You see all these stupid little people? You're not supposed to focus on them. They're shitty little shapes. Just shitty, fucked up little shapes. But he'll draw the fuck out of a car. You're supposed to see that car crashing. You see all this shit around here. The city is what you're supposed to look at. It's not about the other people around. It's about the technology going on. What this world is like. This world that they're coming from. Because here's that guy up here in the corner with that badass fucking motorcycle. Or tank cycle, or whatever the hell it's called. But this panel, God bless this motherfucker. Holy shit. Even in this panel, he's leading your ass around. Okay? He's fucking leading you around in some of the most amazing magical bullshit you will ever see. And this is where his fucking whatever his page rate comes to, he is not paid enough. I swear to fucking God, he's not making enough money. Because you're still brought in. Okay? You're brought in by this shape here. Brings you over to here. This is Dent right up here. And there's probably some word bubbles up here for this dickhead. But this brings you over to Dent. Okay, you have all these little things bringing you over to him. Now, you're supposed to... You would think that you're going to be following his path into whatever this fucking building is. But no. It stops. This black shape stops your eye. These little shapes stop your eye. And it guides you back down. All this white shit guides you back down. Because you see this hyper detail over here. Your eye starts to be drawn to that. Come in, and you're drawn over to this. Like, what happened? He got fucked up. It's Dale Earnhardt smashing into a fucking wall. Oh no. Oh no, Dale. Jumping out of his car. And then this shape brings you over to these cars. You kind of overlook all the black up here because the whiteness, that's racism. Sean is a racist. Oh, look at all this racistness. Okay? Look at all that racistness. Anyway, brings you over here, stops you. Your eye comes down to this area where it's detailed. This big ass fucking honking shape brings you over to these cars. More detail. And then the beautiful thing about it. These fucking cars. Why this works so well. It's bringing you over, and these cars lead your ass. You see these little lines? This is where I'm getting excited about this shit, right? This fucking shape brings you around to these cars. Because you get this fucking thing, this little rail here on the road, this person's foot, this tire, everything is fucking leading you over. Everything's leading you over to these cars. Sorry, I'm getting excited. I'm looking at art. And then these cars, these little fucking lines right here. This little shit. This little fucking shit brings your ass back over. Brings your ass all the way back over to the line. That's... a cigarette to smoke. Was that as good for you as it was for me? It brings you back over to this panel. And then the normal shit begins. This white racist area here brings you over to her. She's pointing down to Led Dent, his fucking amazing big dick energy bike. Coming over to his face. He's got some screens here that he usually has in front of his face that you don't see on this because they were done digitally. Brings you over to her little hot box that comes up to that. You see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? And then here's an example of all the wispy lines. Now that we have a page that is actually high res. Look at that. Hop off the bike. I love these little sound effects. It's shit. It's just stupid. I love that kind of stuff. Little wispy lines on his shoulder. She's nothing but wispy lines because she's feminine. You know, he's got some wispy lines, but he's also got dry brush shit going on to make him look badass. These people don't matter as much as these people. So these people have general shapes to show you, you know, they exist. They have clothing. Here's a guy with a fucking jacket and a mohawk that looks like Death Metal Hero from Twitter. But these people are the ones that are important. And is guiding you over here. Whoop, look at this. And the fingerprints, that's great. That's just good stuff. This guy obviously practicing safe techniques during the coronavirus. Okay? He's going to survive. She's not. She doesn't have a face mask. So you can see how he just leads your eye around the page with all this bullshit, right? And even with all this detail that he adds into things, it's all neatly placed and doesn't clutter shit up. It doesn't clutter the page up in any way. Everything is still readable in black and white. You can look at it, you can see what's going on. You don't need color for this. There's a lot of artists out there that they draw for color, and there are artists out there that draw for just black and white. Sean is one of those people that draws for black and white. It still looks good when it's colored, but looks even better when it's in black and white. Kind of like Mignola looks better when he's in black and white because everything with him is either shadow or it's not. But someone like Jim Lee, he draws for color. Ethan Van Sciver, he draws for color. Because look, even with all this detail, you see the background of what I was talking about earlier, where he just sort of suggests bullshit going on. You know, you see these names here. These were people that he put in the book that were from his Kickstarter. You see general shapes. Lead Dent still has some of the most detail. And the background is just kind of vague shapes. Little screens. Just some black shit to show you that they're in some kind of tech advanced club or whatever. Just a bunch of bullshit. That little face. That's adorable. That's just adorable. Let's see. He's doing an amazing job with the details. You would think he doesn't care about some stuff, but no. Yeah, he fucking cares, man. You can tell. One thing he absolutely cares about is he cares about storytelling and making you have an emotional connection to what's going on the page. Some kind of emotional connection. When this was colored, this page was kind of given sort of brown hue because it was in a dirty, nasty, smog covered LA kind of environment where it's just full, you know, it's just covered in shit. Just covered in shit. Like you probably had fecal matter on the walls and shit. Chuck Adams says because the race is going on is the character. That's right. That is what you need to see. You need to see what that world is like, and this is part of the world. This is the world that they live in is a large character. So he makes you focus on that character when you really need to focus on that character. Just like on every single page. Whoever is important on the page has the most detail and the most attention paid to by Sean. The most important person. Like you see these people here. They have a lot of detail to them. Because these were inserts from people that backed his Kickstarter around the same time for his sketchbook. And they were to be drawn in something. So this was important for him to do the details for them. But she is the most detailed thing on the page. She's right there in the front. Everything else is just spit out, just jizzed on the page, black ink. What book is this from? Says Eyeball Ticker. This is Tokyo Ghost. All these pages I've been looking at, talking about, these are all from Tokyo Ghost. Amazing book. 12 issues long, drawn by Sean. Written by Rick Remender. There's some black and white versions out. I have an artist edition that has issues 1 and 2, and it's gorgeous. This is in there. It looks exactly like that. It's fucking beautiful. This page. Lord of mercy. I quit. Fucking quit. Oh, that's why they have that backer look? Yeah, they were backers for his thing. Murphy's ability to show motion and emotion. Fucking good shit, isn't it? It's good. That's his focus. Motion and emotion. He shows you the detail when you need to focus on the detail. He shows you the characters that you need to focus on. He says large amounts of... Chuck Adams says large amounts of white, empty space will draw you to what is drawn. Then the flow takes over, just like darkness will draw you to it. Only to look for what isn't dark in it, and flow takes over. That was some, like, deep, metaphysical shit right there. But yes. Yes. Alrighty. What's the next page? How long have I been going for? 41 minutes? And the stream is still up? I'm shocked. Anyways. Papa Bless. That's right, Papa Bless. White space is a necessity, says Jet Petty. Jet Petty is apparently racist. Why is it gotta be white space? Why is it gotta be white? Why not brown space? Or yellow space? Red space? All spaces. All spaces matter, Jet. All spaces matter. Racist. All spaces matter. Anyways. This page. This is fucking great page. Another one of these great pages. A lot of what he does in the book during action is this panel like this. Let's go close. Let's go close. Enhance. Zoom in on this fucking thing. Look at this. Fucking arrow going through this dude's neck like some... Oh, and an eyeball? Going to the eyeball? This dude got fucked up. He got fucked up, son. Damn. Is this the one-legged dude? I think it's the one-legged dude. I don't know. Who cares? We're talking about the art, not the fucking dude in the art. This technique, this is really cool, and I'm glad he incorporated this shit into his work because it really fucking works for him. He took this, he swiped this shit, all this shit, the way this is done, these speed lines and shit, from Blade of the Immortal. If you haven't seen it, fucking, now you know about it. Go get it, look it up, look through it. You're missing out, alright? That's your homework. Fucking look up Blade of the Immortal if you haven't. If you have, welcome to the club. You're an amazing person and I love you. With all my heart. If you haven't looked it up, fuck off and go get it right now. Hiroaki Samura. Yeah, that's his name. It's the guy that drew it. But anyways, this shit, it gives it a real guttural kind of feeling to it. Makes everything just adds a level of violence. Nice violence to it. And again, in this kind of panel, he's making you focus on what's happening. That was nice, wasn't it? Making you focus on what's happening to this dude getting his shit stomped with some arrows. Fucking thing going in there and got one coming into his armpit, it looks like. His guts going through his leg. That shit's gotta hurt, man. And he's just look, one going through his fucking body. Did that go through his balls? I think that arrow might have went through that dude's dick and came out his spine. Look at this. Look at the trajectory. Through the dick. Out the spine. Sean is a motherfucker, let me tell you. But again, he's also leading you down because you got this dude, these arrows coming into this dude, bringing you into his smelly ass armpit and his bad breath mouth, bringing you down to his stonk booty over to these panels. And this little arrow here brings you in, pulls you in instead of your eye. Fucking delete, asshole. Oh, it's fucking saving again. Thanks, Clip Studio. I really love this fucking feature. Saving recovery information. It really helps. It really helps with the videos. Thank you. Okay, so instead of your eye just coming down to this panel, which, you know, since it's versed, you naturally would think you would. It brings you down here, and then this arrow pulls you over because of this white space. Brings you over to these dickheads, over to this guy who's drowning. There's a foot, not a pecker. over into this dude underwater with an arrow in his eye. How badass does he look right there, huh? And then the shape that he makes, everything brings you over to this woman laying on the rock. It's really sad. It's really sad, man. It's really fucking sad. You have all these people in the background, less detailed than this woman right here in the foreground. Even though you're supposed to see that these are the people from her village. These are the people from her village. The animal, the little fucking red panda teddy bear thing. Sad. These people are sad. Robin Hood back here is sad. Everyone's little dot face. Like, they're not important. They're not as important. You're just supposed to see that they're there having a reaction with her hand showing you, oh, no, please. There it goes, pajamas. And all the details focused on this twat right here. Because she just got stabbed in the tits by somebody. Stabbed in the tit. And the blood in her hand, her leg, everything is pulling you down. It comes over, you see the people, little gestural thing, but the detail brings you... This is like the worst football shit going on here. This guy, his shape, brings you over here. You start by looking at the people, give it a little glance, but the detail in this woman is what draws your eyes. So you have this peripheral experience going on. You're brought over to this woman, you're looking at her, and as you're... I realize you can't see my fucking hands when I'm pointing at the screen, so I gotta use this pen. You're looking at her, and your peripheral is seeing these vague images. And as it goes up, you see that there's less detail and less detail going on. More rendering down here, less up here, until you get to the faces where they're just all open. Down to this magnificent fucking panel right here. It's bedtime. Can you tell? I might have to do this show earlier for this shit. This magnificent fucking panel where it brings you down. You see people, you see what the fuck is it? Like waves? Would that be waves? Like reaction shit from people standing, a horse moving. She's guiding you down. This person here is guiding you over. You see where she's at. And then it just kind of brings you over into the darkness as she's dying. And then look. Fucking skull. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Look, you can't see what I'm pointing at. Look at this. That's fucking cool, man. It is not possible to filter up the background. My kids are awake. They're trying to go to bed. My daughter is being upset about something. We're going to have to move on. Push through it. Push through it. I'll speak up if I have to. But then you get all this blood. All this fucking blood. As the scene fades, as she dies, it just goes into complete blackness. And then that was the end of the book. That was the end of the page. And it's like curtains down. That's it. Fucking done. Beautiful ending. Beautiful death. About to tip my soda over onto all my shit. It's good, right? This is why Sean gets the skull and the blood is a nice touch, and not for her. Yeah. She lost her life for this page to be beautiful as hell. And then I love this shit right here. It's just like the shimmer. All of this is pulling your ass down into nothingness. This is why Sean Murphy gets a fucking imprint. Because he's this fucking good. Look at, just take it in. Take it in, stare at it, Rub one out to it if you want to. I don't care. This is what he's good at. This is why I love his fucking work. I'm gonna break my monitor. Getting excited over here. You should feel these nipples, man. You should feel them. Lost a lot of viewers during that, 2 viewers during that child random. Alright. Last 2 pages. We're almost done here. These last 2 pages I'm going to show, these are from The Wake. We're moving on to The Wake now. This was also Tokyo Ghost. We're moving on to The Wake now. This is from The Wake. That book, I wish I could spend more time talking about The Wake, but it's already been 50 minutes and I'm trying to keep this to an hour. That's a good book, so we might have to come back to it another day, but this shit, The Wake was a hell of a lot more primal and focused on shapes. Because you see in this page, this shows perfectly what I was explaining earlier, where he just uses shapes to show you what's going on. This person, you see, this is just like some tech, some mechanical shit, right? You're not supposed to pay attention to that. You're supposed to pay attention to the big fucking fish dude who's coming right at you like Jaws. Coming at you like Jaws. But everything in this book, he uses a little more ink wash on the figures. You can see here. Let's go in. Let's zoom in. Zoom in on this bitch. Look. Everything gets a little more, what's the word? Primal? Yeah. That was the word I was using. That was the word I was using, right? Yeah. Anyway, this is a big motherfucker here. All these people. This is a city? Yeah, this is a city. This big fucking... this motherfucker's going through a city. Look, just shit here. Shit here. You don't know what it's supposed to be. But your focus is here. So when you pull back and you're looking right here, the peripherals give you these shapes and your mind fills in the blanks. Sean Gordon Murphy fucking with your mind. Getting all up inside it when you don't even know about it. But this was The Wake. And that was written by Scott Snyder. And this book for Sean was more about shapes and playing with that kind of thing. Again, another page from The Wake. Same thing. You're looking at part of a city, some tech and stuff. Little people here, little mermaid people, little fish sperms. Things are kind of built up in layers because of the ink wash. Dry brush, some more wash. Everything is dirty and everything is gritty. And this book is about that primal nature. Look at that. It's just flowing. This is fucking... Look. Look. Again, playing with shapes. This is the golden spiral right here. Watch these fucking... These little mermaid sperms. They're coming up. This is the golden spiral. Okay? Bringing your ass right around to the focal point. This big bitch. That's some amazing shit. Right there. That's some amazing shit. See. Becca Side says the scary thing is I bet he doesn't think about it too much while he's doing it. And imagine if he used zip tones. Don't teach this asshole how to use zip tones, man. We can't take it. We can't take that kind of goodness. Although he does use digital sometimes, but instead of using it as part of the page, part of the composition, he uses it because he got a colorist on, I think it was Hellblazer. He wanted the jacket for Constantine to be black, and the colorist made it brown. Like Sean wanted Constantine to be dressed all in black like a fucking rock star. And the colorist made it brown. So he started using screen tones digitally when he wanted something to be really dark as a fuck you to colorists. It's like, fuck you, I'm going to make you make it dark. So, He does use them digitally. If you ever see him post pages on his Twitter from like Batman White Knight, where things are scanned and touched up and all that stuff, and they look good, you might see some zip tones in some places. But this book, the Wake was a little more raw. I don't think he used them on there, anywhere on there. I love that. I fucking love his art. Love his art. Zero Depressive says you can ignore a lot of details without realizing it in this book. Actually, you have to. You kind of can, yeah. Because he has this belief that people only look at a panel for 5 or 6 seconds. He does the kind of scratchy, sketchy backgrounds and sort of suggests everything, and that's why it works so well for him. He's made it so that it's on purpose, not just, oh, here's some little pissy details. I'm just gonna draw some shittiness because no one's gonna look at it. Like you see in a Marvel book, right? You see people spend like 3 seconds drawing a detail. Like, they're gonna spend 3 seconds looking at it. I'm gonna spend 3 seconds drawing this person here. Look, that person's that big on the page and they look like shit. Sean makes it so that it works in the book and it works with the storytelling, and you're not being told to basically fuck off when you're looking at the book. You're being told, this is what I want you to see. Chuck Adams, going back and looking at those details makes a comic awesome. Good books deserve to be read more than once. That's absolutely right. Which is why I think his belief is bullshit. Because people will go back and they'll read the books multiple times. They'll stop and they'll look at art. And I honestly think that Sean Murphy knows it's bullshit, which is why he developed that technique of what I like to call peripheral details. You know, he's playing with focal points using ink. You'll see in a lot of books, a page will be blurred out, you know. You see like this little section here and it might be blurry. Let's give this a little Gaussian blur. Oh, there's nothing on this fucking panel right there. There we go. Hey.
I see nothing.
We're gonna keep going. Just my wife getting naked. Okay, she's gone. Broke all this stuff. She wasn't getting naked. She was getting something. What's going on here? Things are messing up. There we go. $50 number lock. There, see? You'll see people in some books, they'll do this shit. They'll have digital blur going on, right? They have this digital blur going on after they still drew something. Sean tries to do it using the ink. He tried anything that you can see done in a comic on a computer. He pretty much tries to do in ink so that when a person gets a page, like if somebody buys one of his pages, they can look at that page and it'll look exactly like it is in the comic. So he doesn't really play a lot with digital blurring and all that mess. All right. I hope you had fun in class. That's it for this week. No, that's not it for this week. That's it for today. That's it for tonight. Thursday, we're coming back on Thursday. Same shit time, same shit channel. And we're going to be digging through Marc Silvestri. We're going to be looking at some Marc Silvestri art. I figure their styles kind of lend for each other, you know. It goes from scratchy, heavy use of black to scratchy, heavy use of black. But a little more clean. But a little cleaner. See, Chuck Adams. What's up, Writing Comics? Chuck Adams. I personally pay attention to every detail, but I'm an artist. I like seeing every detail, no matter how small. I'm indifferent. It depends on the artist. Like Chuck Darrow, I like stopping and looking at all the detail of his pages, which is fucking sick. That guy's insane. Holy shit. And he draws big. He draws fucking huge. But I also like the techniques that Sean uses, where he's physically creating a blur. He's physically using pulled focus. That's what it's called. He's physically using pulled focus in order to bring in some cinematic techniques and help you relate to the story. Chuck Adams reminds me of old Mad Magazine and how they had mini comics on the borders. Yeah, that had more detail though. That had a lot more detail. Sergio Aragones is another asshole who does a lot of detail. Amazing. Eyeball Tickler. Hell yes, Silvestri is dope. His progression from loose and gestural to just insane hatching and detail has been fun to see evolve over the years. You know, that's fucking right. Oh my god. That dude just... his shit just got sick. Chuck Adams. Oh, hey. I do 3D art, so I can only have so much detail. Yeah. I mean, if you want to spend a year doing detail on a 3D image, by all means, take up all your time. I'll be in your kitchen eating your Doritos. Alright, well that's it for tonight. I'm gonna go help get my kids ready for bed. I'm gonna try to figure out a way to do this show without having them screaming and having hissy fits in the background. Make it a little less noisy. Somehow. Some way. Let me know what you guys think. If you think this would be like a, decent thing to do twice a week. That's what I'm aiming for. Tuesdays and Thursdays, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just looking at art, going through it like that, talking about what I like about it. What I like about each artist that comes in. With Sean Murphy, it's the way he uses black and white to lead the eye, and the way he uses detail or lack of detail to force you to focus on emotions going on in the story. So, let me know if you like it. Thursday we have Marc Silvestri. Next Tuesday it's going to be Stephen Platt. And then next Thursday it's going to be Joe Mad. Hopefully Andrew Huerta will be on the Joe Mad episode. And hopefully Dan Fraga and Death Metal Hero will be on the Stephen Platt episodes. Well, let me know on Twitter. Hit me up. Peace in the Middle East.